The alien girl had never seen a human up close before. In her world, they were whispered about as strange, dangerous beings from beyond the stars. Creatures of muscle, instinct, and untamed will. When her squad had captured one, she had expected some feral monster bound in chains, snarling at anyone who drew too near. Instead, what sat slumped in the prison chamber was just a man. He was broad-shouldered. Yes, his frame corded with lean muscle even while restrained, but his head was tilted forward, his eyes closed. He didn't move. To the soldiers of her clan, he looked like a subdued beast, finally under their control. To her, curiosity stirred more than fear. The others left, laughing about the sleeping animal they had caught, leaving her to guard duty. Hours stretched. The human didn't stir. She tapped her clawed fingers on her knee, her restless mind hatching a mischievous thought. What would happen if she tested him? Her lips curved into a grin. With a playful flick of her tail, she sauntered closer. The man still hadn't moved. She crouched beside him, studying the strange planes of his face. The sharp jaw, the faint stubble, the scars that spoke of battle survived. Then, on a childish impulse, she decided to do something reckless. She straddled him. The chains rattled softly under her weight as she settled onto his lap, sitting on him as if he were some kind of living chair. She expected nothing, maybe a stir, maybe a twitch. She wanted to laugh at the ridiculousness of perching herself on a creature her people feared so greatly. But then his eyes opened, not slowly, not lazily, like a predator snapping awake. The girl froze. His gaze was nothing like she expected. No drowsiness, no confusion. Just raw, burning intensity, golden brown irises that locked onto her with such force it rooted her in place. Her grin faltered. "What?" His voice rumbled, low and rough from disuse. "Do you think you're doing?" She felt her throat dry. His voice wasn't loud, but it carried power. Still, her pride as a warrior's daughter refused to let her back down. "Just making sure the beast is really asleep," she replied, forcing a smirk. "You seem harmless enough." His lips curved, not in humor, but in something darker. "That was your mistake." Before she could react, the chain strained. Metal groaned. She gasped, stumbling back off his lap, just as he surged against his restraints. His muscles flexed, veins standing out, and with a violent snap, one of the shackles broke. Her heart leapt into her throat. He wasn't supposed to be able to do that. No creature was. In an instant, he had her pinned against the cold wall, his hand wrapped around her wrist, not crushing, but holding with such strength she knew resistance was pointless. His face was inches from hers, his breath warm against her cheek. "You woke me," he growled. "Do you understand what that means?" Her pulse thundered in her ears. She should have called for help, should have screamed, but her voice caught. Something primal in her recognized the sheer dominance radiating from him. She managed, her bravado crumbling. "I was only joking." He studied her, eyes narrowing. For a heartbeat, she thought he might crush her where she stood. Then, unexpectedly, his grip eased, though he didn't let her go entirely. "You're lucky," he muttered, almost to himself. "If I were the beast your people think I am, you'd already be dead." The alien girl swallowed hard. Her kind had always painted humans as little more than rampaging monsters. Yet here he was, restraining himself even while bound, his fury controlled by sheer will. Something stirred in her chest, a mix of fear and something else she didn't want to name. The man leaned closer, his voice a whisper now, more dangerous than his growl. "Tell me, why are you here? Guarding me alone." "I drew the short lot," she lied quickly, though the truth was her curiosity had kept her behind. He seemed to see right through her. His gaze softened, just barely. "You're young, reckless, but not cruel." Her lips parted in surprise. No one had ever described her like that. Her clan called her impulsive, troublesome, too soft to be a true warrior. He released her wrist, stepping back. She exhaled shakily, realizing only then how tightly she'd been holding her breath. "Why didn't you hurt me?" she asked before she could stop herself. His eyes met hers again, steady and unflinching. "Because you don't deserve it. But the others, they will." A chill ran down her spine. He wasn't bluffing. She could sense it. The storm waiting behind his calm, the beast beneath his skin. Her prank had brushed against the surface of something far more dangerous than she'd imagined. The door clanged open suddenly, and 2 alien soldiers strode in. "Everything quiet?" one asked, glancing between her and the human. She forced a nod, stepping quickly away. "Yes." He hasn't moved. The soldiers laughed, not noticing the faint bend in one of the broken chains. But she noticed, and so did he. When their eyes met once more, an unspoken understanding passed between them. She had awakened something that could not be put back to sleep. Over the next days, she found herself drawn to his cell again and again. She told herself it was duty, curiosity, research, anything but what it truly was. Every time, his gaze followed her, sharp yet not hostile. And every time, she remembered the weight of his strength, the heat of his breath, the beast she had roused by accident. Sometimes he spoke, asking questions about her world, her clan, her beliefs. Sometimes he was silent, watching her until her skin prickled. And sometimes, just sometimes, she thought she saw something almost human in his eyes. Loneliness, weariness, a flicker of something gentle beneath the beast. And though she tried to deny it, a dangerous thought grew inside her. Maybe she hadn't awakened a monster. Maybe she had awakened something far greater.